Welcome back students to your geography chapter 2 inside our earth. Now in my previous video we have already completed the metamorphic rocks. This is video number 5. Okay. So we have already completed the types of rocks in my previous video, that is igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. I told you in my previous video that next we are going to discuss about the rock cycle. So today I am going to tell you about the rock cycle. See, this much everybody knows that how when the magma that erupts from the volcano, when it comes down, it cools down, it solidifies, it forms igneous rocks. Okay, here igneous rocks are formed. Now, when these igneous rocks are formed, then the breaking down of those igneous rocks, and when they are transported into different places, into small sediments, when they get collected over there, they form sedimentary rocks, right? You all know this, that when the sediments or the loose particles, they get carried away, they form sedimentary rocks. Clear? And then in the previous video we discussed that how from the igneous and sedimentary only the metamorphic rocks are formed, subjected to high heat and pressure. That is, when high heat and pressure is given to either igneous or the sedimentary rock, they form metamorphic rocks. So this much cycle you all know. How igneous rocks are formed, how we went from igneous to sedimentary, how we went from sedimentary to metamorphic. But this is an incomplete cycle. Until and unless we again go back from metamorphic to igneous, our cycle will not be complete. Our cycle will only get complete when again from metamorphic rocks only we again the new process start. That only I am going to tell you today. Clear? Clear till here? So I'll be showing you a small image, a short diagram through which I will be explaining you how the rock cycle takes place. How does the rock cycle takes place, how from igneous to sedimentary to metamorphic, then again back to igneous, these rocks are formed. Let us have a look at that then. Okay, good. So now we will be discussing the entire process of the rock cycle. But before that, we should first know what is a rock cycle. See, rock cycle, it is the process by which rocks of one kind changes into rocks of another kind. Okay, this rock cycle, it is a process by which rock of one kind, it changes into rocks of another kind. Now we are going to discuss the entire rock cycle process. Now you all know that when a volcano erupts, then you will have some solidification of magma. That is, the magma which will come out from the volcano, it will come out, it will cool down, it will solidify, and then it will form the igneous rock. Now these igneous rock, again when weathering and erosion will take place. You know how this weathering and erosion takes place? Either there will be a heavy rain or there will be a heavy wind. Due to these weathering or erosion, this igneous rock, they will break into loose deposits, or they will form into loose sediments which will get collected over there, and it will form sedimentary rocks. Now, when these igneous or sedimentary rocks under great heat or pressure, they will form into metamorphic rocks. Till here, everybody knows how the process takes place. Now, these metamorphic rocks, it will again be compressed to a point that it gets transformed into a melted state. You know, when the metamorphic rocks will be formed, they will be again melted down, they will be again coming into a melting state, and then they will be forming a magma which will again erupt from the volcano, forming the igneous rock. So this is how the cycle will take place. Did you all get that? How with this help of the diagram we have understood rock cycle? I'm telling you once again, please listen it, okay? Now what happens, you all know how from a volcano when the magma erupts, how when it comes out, it cools down, it solidifies, how it forms a igneous rock. So this portion, I think till here, magma, cooling, igneous rock, this you all know. Now from these igneous rocks, again when weathering and erosion takes place, the igneous rocks, they break into small sediments, okay? These sediments, when they get compacted, okay, when they fall into layers above layers, they are falling down, they take the form of a sedimentary rock. Clear? We started from here, we understood how igneous rocks were formed, then we went here, we understood how sedimentary rocks were formed. Now, when heat and pressure it is given either to the sedimentary rock, or it is given heat and pressure, either it is given to the igneous rock, they will form the metamorphic rock. You know how metamorphic rocks are formed? When heat and pressure is given to the igneous rock or to the sedimentary rocks, they form the metamorphic rock. Clear? Now, till here we have done this metamorphic rock. Again, they will be compressed to a point that it gets transformed into a melted state, and again it will form magma. You can see here, okay? This metamorphic rocks, they will be again compressed to a state forming magma. This magma, again it will come out from the volcano, it will flow down, it will cool, it will solidify, it will form igneous rock. This is how the entire cycle takes place on a continuous basis. Understood? Everyone has understood this rock cycle? Very good then. So you have understood the rock cycle now. That was the last topic of this chapter. Now let's just have a quick recap of what all we have done in this chapter, and then I will be giving you a short assignment for the day. Okay. So we started our chapter Inside Our Earth with the topic Structure of the Earth. Remember, we started with different layers of the Earth, and what were those 3 layers that we have discussed? I want to hear from everybody. Those 3 layers were crust, very good, then mantle, yes, and then core. Remember, we discussed about crust, mantle and core. I'm sure everybody knows this. I have told you n number of times. I have repeated it again and again. Crust, mantle and core, so that it gets fits into your mind. Then I told you that if you ever forget where is crust, where is mantle, just remember a boiled egg. That when we peel that egg, the white portion, the peeling part, that is called the crust, which is a relatively thin layer. Inside, that white thick part, that is called the mantle. And in between the egg yolk, that yellow part, that is called the core. Clear? Till here we have done. Then after that, we discussed about types of rocks. Remember, we discussed how many types of rocks we have discussed? We have discussed 3 major types of rocks, and they are: first one, igneous rocks. Remember, igneous rocks we have done. Then we did about sedimentary rocks. Remember? And then we did the metamorphic rocks. Clear? We did structure of the earth, crust, mantle and core. We did types of rocks, igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. We discussed all these 3 types of rocks. We discussed which is the primary rock. We discussed how are these rocks formed from igneous rocks, and then we discussed how are metamorphic rocks formed from either sedimentary or igneous rock. And then in today we discussed about the rock cycle, how the entire process takes place. Clear? I hope you all have understood the chapter very nicely. Please go through the videos once again. If you have any doubt, if you play the video again, I'm sure your doubt would be clear. Since I have explained it in a very easy way, I'm sure you will understand it if you will go through that once again, wherever you have a doubt. Now, I will be giving you a short assignment that you have to write it in your notebook. Okay? Okay, so just note down today's assignment. That is assignment number 6. I think in the starting of the video, I told you all that this is video number 5. Okay, that was an error. It is video number 6 if I have done so. So just write down assignment number 6. First question, what is rock cycle? In this question, you don't have to explain the entire rock cycle process. Okay, I'm not asking the process. I only want to know the definition of rock cycle. When I was explaining you the rock cycle, the entire process, before that, I told you what is a rock cycle. So I only need the definition. Clear? Second question, what does hot and molten magma forms on cooling? In this you have to write down which type of rock is formed when this hot and molten magma cools down. This question is clear? Very good. Then third question, name the 3 types of rocks giving example of each. You have to name all the 3 rocks giving one example of each type of rock. Clear? I think you all will be able to do these questions. I will be also uploading, since we have completed this chapter, I will be uploading all these assignments, your classroom notes, your textual exercise in the parent portal. Please go through that and write that down in your notebook. Everybody's work should be complete. Please don't let your work go on pending state. Complete it on time. Now we will be starting the next chapter in my next video. Till then, go through this chapter. Stay at home, stay safe and be well. And learn well also, okay? Great.